viewer shoutouts and comments. So comment section, shoutouts for new subscribers, followers, and all of the things in between. Thank you very much, nerds, for following me here on the Clips channel or maybe the Instagram page. One of the two is where these episodes get posted. So you're on one of those two pages. So we're going to get the minor socials out of the way first, starting with Getter. We have Project Jinko Jock. Thank you very much, Nerd, for the follow on Getter at Generally Nerdy. I think there's some weird China stuff going on with Getter these days, so not been super active there, but sometimes you get some interesting tidbits. And then over on the Facebook, we have on the gaming channel specifically, Manu Kumar. Thank you very much, Nerd, for the follow. A lot of Indian followers on the gaming channel. Not entirely sure why that is, but I appreciate every stinking one of you. So, next up, we have TikTok shoutouts. And the TikTok, we actually have TikTok shoutouts as well as TikTok comment section to go over. So we're going to get the shoutouts out of the way first on TikTok. So Trevor Strahan 8, Jax the Ginger 14, Mattman 5678, Anto Ni, Daycots Schuer. TJ Wells 33, Andreas Probst 15, Nermal Pandy 593, Nermal like in Garfield, Joshua Talley 985, and Listless Kills. I like your channel, actually. I followed you back. I followed all of you back. Thank you very much, nerds, for the follows. I do appreciate every single one of you. At Generally Nerdy is the place to follow on the TikToks. Speaking of the TikToks, let's get into the comments on the TikToks. Our first ones, so I'm doing these slightly different. I'm trying to group all of the like ones, or all of the ones on the same videos together. So first up, we're talking about the quick and nerdy for content creator necessities. The free necessities. Go check that out over on the TikToks. So Nerd Titan Gaming, shout outs to Nerd Titan Gaming, active follower of the channel. I appreciate you. He says,
OBS is the OG and it's the best for a reason, except no substitutes.
Also commented on this video was Steven. No other delineation for the name, just Steven.
Another good editor for your YouTube videos is called Shotcut, and I use it every time I make a YouTube video and sometimes when I make a TikTok.
So, Nerd Titan Gaming, agreed, heard. That is absolutely 100% why I put it on the list. And Steven, I've never heard of Shotcut. I'll look into it and see what I mean, it's obviously not industry standard like DaVinci Resolve is, because DaVinci Resolve, for a long time, major studio, and still I would imagine, major studios use it to color grade and edit major motion pictures. So I'm not disparaging your suggestion at all. Like I said, I will look into it because I want to find all of the awesome and free video editors I can. So that's what we have on the quick and nerdy. Next, we have, this was Master of Spoons commenting on the Spirit Halloween short, again, over on the TikTok.
Honestly, don't know what to say. Cry laugh emoji, cry laugh emoji.
Yeah, that movie sounds totally bonkers. I 100% agree. Just, what is going on? Just gonna watch it like a train wreck kind of situation. Next, on the list, we have Jake Manley on the Flash getting rid of Superman in the reboot rumor. Jacob Manley says,
most likely won't happen because of what's happening with Ezra and going forward with Discovery. I think they'll push it in another better direction.
Sorry. I would tend to agree, especially considering Ezra just can't stay out of jail while he's staying in Hawaii for some reason. So, yeah, from what I know of the machine that is Hollywood, that just does not fly, and yeah, he's very likely, this will be the last time we see Ezra wearing the Flash tights, unless he goes through some like Robert Downey Jr. style rehab situation. Wouldn't it be awesome if they somehow got Grant Gustin to be our full feature-length movie adaptation version of The Flash. I think that would be some kind of awesome, not gonna lie. Moving right along, though, next is a series of comments over on the TV streaming suggestions, I believe from 2 weeks ago, was The Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory, this is from Gladiator.
Woo! Big Bang Theory is one of my favorite shows, alongside Seinfeld, LOL.
And then Fabian315 says,
pretty good show.
I absolutely freaking agree. I don't understand the hate, like I said in the suggestion. I don't understand the hate that this series gets. Yes, I do understand that some of the comedy falls flat without the laugh track, and even with the laugh track, does not quite hit like they wanted it to, but as the series progresses, that happens much less frequently. So yeah, again, I'm going to suggest you go check that one out if you have not or haven't for a while. And then we come to the end of the TikTok comments. We have in the Halo Infinite rumor that we addressed from last week, Nerd Titan Gaming. Shoutouts to Nerd Titan Gaming as well as the Bearded Dragon. Thank you very much, both of you, for pointing out that the audio in that video was a little wonky. Hopefully, I don't know yet because we're not into post, but hopefully I have sorted out the issues with the audio, because that was it's my wireless, it's my microphone system just sometimes has this weird short in it, and I thought I had figured it out, and I guess not. So I do apologize that sometimes the audio kind of has the weird fuzzy cutout sections. If I do catch it, I try and redo it, but it's a difficult thing to catch when I'm in the moment. So in post, if it's too egregious, I'll cut out the story entirely. But if it's just a little kind of you miss a word or two, then I generally tend to leave it in, even though it is a little annoying to hear that crunchy bit in your ears. I do totally agree. All of that being said, that's what we have for TikTok shoutouts and comments. So let's get into the YouTube side of things. We're going to flip it from the TikTok to we're doing comments first, and then we'll do shoutouts, because shoutouts are significantly less on YouTube because people like to keep their settings to private for some reason. I understand the reason. It's okay. Anyway, so first up, we have a couple of comments on the Orville Peck Come On Baby Cry. First one comes from Mr. Cloud's best friend. Mr. Cloud says,
Generally Nerdy, watch the live performances. He can do that tone switch.
Because again, I said in that video that it sounds like there is it sounds like it's been pitch corrected, auto-tuned, whatever word you want to use. Pitch correct would be the proper term, because auto-tune implies something a little more intensive. Pitch correct, just they took one pitch and made it a different pitch. So that was Mr. Cloud's best friend. Continuing on down the line, we have 6000 CS also commenting on Mr. Cloud's best friend. We have
Right. You can watch some live shows from Peck, and he and his band knock it out of the park. Real talent, not manufactured Nashville product.
Totally agree. I've said this multiple times at this point. I think Orville Peck is a rare talent. I think he's fantastic. I'm actually going to see him in the not so distant future. So I'm a fan. You don't need to point that out to me. But then Mr. 6000 CS commented again on the same video and says,
so Peck is now getting the big Nashville routine. Way slick on this track and some others compared to earlier work. Guess that is, quote, progress, unquote, or ladder climbing, and I don't begrudge that. But what I find interesting is the whole, quote, gay Canadian backed by punk band, unquote, sounds so much more genuine country than the current tractor / pickup / porch swing / sweet TBS schlock the rest of Nashville turns out.
There is a lot more to the country music scene that is alternative to that, quote, big Nashville sound than just Orville. Orville is a fantastic example, especially it's everything before this current album. Yes, I 100% agree that he's a rare and unique talent. Again, I'll say it and continually say it until people get it through their heads that I like Orville Peck. And I think Orville Peck is one of those artists that is going against the Nashville machine. Yes, absolutely agree. But there's more than just Orville. I mean, it started with Hank 3. So you have Hank 3. Go listen to any of the Hank 3 country records, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying. You then have the Dead South, you have Shaky Graves, you have Tyler Childers, you have Sturgill Simpson. All of these guys are going against the Nashville machine that writes, because really, so for those who aren't in the know, the Nashville Machine is a group of approximately 10 or so songwriters who write all of the major pop country music. I am not exaggerating. All of the major pop country music. Maybe not every song on every record, but every single that makes it to radio airplay, makes it on Spotify playlists, those songs are written by approximately 10 dudes in Nashville. And then they farm it out to whatever artist is new and upcoming or hot right now or whatever, what have you, whoever can afford to pay for the song. So it kind of becomes pretty homogenous after a while, and it starts to lose its soul, and it lost its soul years ago. So when you get a breath of fresh air like an Orville Peck, like a Sturgill Simpson, like a Tyler Childers, you want to support that so that they can see that Nashville machine is not the voice of the people anymore, and hopefully starts to break out of that mold. So yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. But that's what we got on that one. So we're moving right along. Next we have, Trinity Phillips. I'm not even going to try and read this. It's kind of in Spanish, and it's also kind of gibberish. When I translated it in Google Translate, it was still mostly gibberish. So comment deleted. And then we have our one follower that didn't have their settings set to private on the main YouTube channel, and that one follower is Shadow84435. Thank you very much, nerd, for the follow. Now over to the Clips channel stuff. These are all comments from the Clips channel, and so we're going to start with Interview with the Vampire. We have 2 comments on that video. First up is somebody who's very upset, the Cameron DeRossi, and it says,
"Woke! Really fed up with Hollywood. So about the slaves Louis had at the mansion, will they be white?"
All in you're flaming me on, and you agree with me. I don't understand this. Anyway, so I lie. I do understand the sentiment. I understand where you're coming from. Just your delivery needs a little bit of work. But no, I don't believe Louis is going to be a slave owner in this new Interview with the Vampire series. I think that part of the character is going to become, because the actor who's playing Louis is black, I think Louis will have been a slave and not a slave owner. I think at some point there's going to be something to do with him struggling with potentially having slaves. Like, I think he'll probably kill the master of the plantation, but I don't think he's actually going to be a slave owner. And if he does end up owning slaves, they will not be white, because let me walk that back just a little bit. I really hope that they don't play that kind of false history with this series, because it's totally unnecessary. But then the other one that we have on this same video is from 5ash Art. And 5ash says,
"This show is going to land in the trash can. Hopefully it fails before they can finish a second season. Just going to pretend it doesn't exist."
Again, a little harsh with the vocabulary, but that's probably the best sentiment that's the best way to be heard, is in a situation like this anyway, is to not give them your attention, because what they're doing is they're trying to rile up the fan base. They're trying to get you to say something stupid, because the more you interact, even if it's negative interactions, then the more they can sell ads and they can make the money that they're looking to make. So if you just completely turn your back on it and don't waste any energy on this, that is the best way to protest a series that you do not agree with. So I can get behind that part of the sentiment. I don't think it's going to be 100% woke trash. Like, I really don't. I think there is going to be some heavy-handed nonsense in there. Sure, absolutely. But overall, I really think that Anne Rice had a different story to tell with these characters in a different way. And now Christopher Rice, now that Anne has passed, is taking that torch in a certain direction. There is a definite shift happening in Hollywood these days. So I'm definitely leaning away from the idea that it's going to be 100% woke. I think it is going to put story over politics. There is going to be politics, but it's going to be more story, and that's what I'm hoping for. Moving on, we are talking next about the music suggestion short from last week. We're talking Dan D06 about the Third Secret. Oh, I was not a fan of Third Secret. I like all of the bands those guys come from, but Third Secret's not that great. Anyway,
there's only two types of music I can stand: country and anything made between January 1st, 1990 and December 31st, 1999.
I absolutely don't agree with that, even a little bit, as evidenced by the Orville Peck conversation we keep having, as well as I love grunge. I think that Chris Novoselic and Nirvana, Dave Grohl, Kurt Cobain, Pat Smear, everybody who was involved with that project absolutely wrote some of the greatest music ever. I think Soundgarden is some of the greatest music ever. I think that this new band that they've put together with those elements is 30 years too late. It's just, there's no soul in it. It doesn't feel like they mean what they're saying anymore, I think is probably a fair way to put that. I'm not going to make blanket statements having to do with a whole decade of music. It's just not going to happen. And then back again to shorts, because on the YouTubes we do the shorts as well. Casey Seawick commented on once again the Halloween short, the Spirit Halloween episode, where we are announcing the fact that Christopher Lloyd is in a movie based on the Spirit Halloween store franchise. Casey says,
God, this sounds so horribly good, rolling laughing. Or beautifully bad, you could say. Charlie Moist Critical needs to see this.
I don't know who Charlie Moist Critical is, but totally. That's pretty much the sentiment of that video. Is like, I don't know what's going to happen with this, but we're going to watch it, and either it's going to be amazing because Christopher Lloyd, or it's going to be hot garbage because everything else about that statement. So yeah, on board with that comment 100%. That's, I believe, yes, that is all of the comments and the shoutouts. Thank you very much, nerds, for the follows and the comments and the subscriptions and the things, all of the interactions. I appreciate all of you. Again, look for the Nerdy Ninja on whatever social media platform you're on. I'm probably there, not on all of the alt tech stuff, but all the big ones I'm there. So go look for the Nerdy Ninja. Generally, Nerdy is usually the name. Sometimes there's an underscore. Sometimes it's all one word. Who knows, man? If you want to find it, you'll find it, and I appreciate you for doing it. That being said, thank you very much, nerds. We're going to head out from this one. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.